My name is Martin Schoeller. I'm co-chairman of Schoeller Industries Munich. Schoeller Industries Munich is focused on sustainability in industrial processes. We're doing three things: returnable packaging, recycling, and renewable energies, which goes into renewable resources. Our family is a very old industrial family. 500 years in 2 years. It started the first real documented activities in the Rhine area from 1513, and still making iron ore in the same place, same family, same valley, same job. There's still 1,000 people working in the Schoeller Werk making Edelstahlrohre, steel pipes, and it is all documented all the way up. And the family had a history of branching out, pioneers who did not want to follow the old path and who wanted to do new things. And we have a nice history in our family that it is not about ownership, but it's about doing something. And if somebody does a job well, we're not fighting for somebody more to squeeze in for the same job, but we have done spin-offs. So there's now 6 different branches of our family doing different things. We have the steel line, we have the paper, we have the textile branch, we have logistics, and sugar. And there was also banking, the Schoeller Bank in Austria, that has lately been sold to the UniCredit. All of these business lines are independent from each other. The family likes each other even more, that we are not fighting for the same job. We're coming together in large reunions, Schoeller Tag every 3 years, and we like to network and see each other as a loose network and as a field of opportunities. So when we joined our business, we saw that innovation is needed. It was, my father died much too early. I was still in school, and there was quite some time without innovation, and there were too many brothers and sisters. So we decided to pay them out, or to allow them to pay us out for the same price. We did not need a lawyer for this, yeah? And then it was only us to take the decision. From then on, we achieved to multiply the business by 50 times from then until today. The challenge was not in the family. The family understood that it's about doing and not about holding on. And this is a nice thing we have in many parts of our family, many examples also. When brothers have not been successful, their sons may be called in to be successors in other branches of the family. It's a really wonderful network with quite some solidarity. The challenge was more to convince in the markets. And there we have some interesting stories to tell. I don't want to take the whole hour. When our family gathers, there is not jealousy and watch and he's trying to take your position. Is different. It's a network that comes together and tries to learn from each other, see if one can do things together. We even have 30 young people in our larger. We are 200 Schoellers, yeah, and in our company we're only 2. We're lucky that we have our branch still quite under control. Yeah, and if we go on, I will distinguish, and the way we go on, I will distinguish between passive and active shareholders, and thereby not exclude if there are many and more people to participate, but make sure that the deciding successors have the votes. So one can have what you have with a fideikommiss in the aristocracy. You can prevent that the things get torn apart and have the benefit of critical mass, which has a much higher degree of survival rate and chance to adjust and make 10 developments of which one goes well. And all the smaller companies live on 1 or 2 ideas, and they must make the next one. If it's not a good one, they don't survive. So only with a certain size, you have the development machine to get always the new things. So I want to keep the critical size, but get the next generation distinguished into passive and active owners. And it's clear for them, if I'm now talking how we do it for the next generation, that it is a job and not a present. And it's about the job to do it with qualification. And I make the picture, if you want to become a pilot, you need to know how to fly a plane. Yeah? So there is, there is no question about qualification. And I am not pushing, I do the same as my father did. I'm not pushing there. I say you should find your passion. You need absolutely to have enthusiasm, otherwise I wouldn't recommend this job. And I'm telling my children there's so many interesting things to do. Don't believe I'm pushing you in this direction. I say, oh, you're a little bit hypocrite. I think you would like us to do this. But I say, forget if you think if I would like it. Honestly like you to find a way. Maybe you're an architect or a filmmaker, or you become a farmer and you make ecologic food. I recognize all of this, and it's not only to be an industrial the only way of becoming happy. And I try, and then my son said to me, you're making it so complicated. It's terrible. First of all, you have a conglomerate with different businesses, so it's not easy to learn. Second, you tell us that we should find out, and you don't give us a route. I said, I have a friend who's in a chocolate family dynasty, and he knows exactly. He becomes a chocolate maker, and he's already learning it, and it's more easy for him. Yeah. And I said, yes, you're right. It's more complicated. Yeah. But when you're looking back, when you're 40 or 50 years old, you say, I have taken my decision, and I don't want to be the one who have taken the decision for you. And I have told myself, I took the decision. I think this is a good thing. And then they have already taken their decision. They say, don't worry, we want to become entrepreneurs. I'm very proud of they have already started their own business next to their studies. They have an e-commerce company importing fashion stuff and already selling well. They can almost finance their studies, and if they accelerate a little bit, they can be very proud and they can be better than their father and say, we have achieved to finance our studies. I'm such a preacher man myself, so that they don't need to tell me, yeah? But so that's a special case. I'm not the typical hardliner, old industrial who needs to learn. I myself say we will have electric cars, or we will substitute oil, and the sun and the wind can substitute oil easily, only 3% of the desert, and we have the electric energy for everything we do, yeah? So if they want to distinguish from me, it's difficult to distinguish by being more environmentalist, yeah? But I'm very happy that there is not a fight on this issue, and that my son himself, without me pushing him, said he wants to focus, he's making engineering, focus on renewable energies. And my brother's daughter already made a thesis on desert tech. So I think the nice way is by not pushing, they got the interest, yeah? And that's not they have their own views. I mean, now, not just they would not become entrepreneurs if just yes, father, everything is fine. Yeah, I'm happy if they develop their personality. When they made their internet company, they were choosing a funny name, and I said, oh, this is such a strange name. People will look strangely at you. And I said, no. This is the name. You don't understand it. This will be the name, and we do it like this. And then I was very impressed, and I liked it, and they start to implement their name. Yes, I think they are. Luckily, they are. And very interesting that 90% of the people now think it needs to come. And we just learned how surprising that 80% of the CEOs think they have done it, and they're not even 1/4 of the way. Today, we have sustainability as the big headline. If you go to our website, you find industrial sustainability as what we stand for. We are not jumping there because it's fashionable now, and everybody slowly we've heard this, and lecture today thinks it's the flavor of the day. We're doing this since we have joined the business, my brother and myself, in the year '82, so since 30 years. And that was already a time when there was a lot of tension between fundamentally thinking environmentalists and seeing industry as an enemy. And so as a young man, I saw the opportunity that technology and industry can be the solution to the problem, even so before it had been the cause of the problem. And we have taken a big motivation in finding industrial solutions that are environmentally friendly. We have our first big input was to make returnable packaging for beverage industry so attractive that it can compete with one-way packaging such as cans and convenient six-packs, stuff that you find in the stores and throw away. We said if we don't make returnables so attractive, then the marketing people won't take it. And by making it attractive, it had become a big success, and we are now the global leader in returnable packaging by far, and has become a business of 500 million in revenues, and it's spread over from beverage to food, fruit and vegetable, to industrial goods, consumer goods, postal services, and so forth. And we are proving the fact that transportation and distribution of goods can be done without any waste. So we discovered that doing something good for the environment can at the same time be a big business opportunity. And we had an argument with the Minister of Environment if we want to do something good for environment or if we only want to make money. And he said, don't tell me all these environmental things. He became, Klaus Töpfer, he became later on the head of the United Nations Program for Environment. You just want to sell your returnable products. And I said, this is unfair to say, because that would be the same to tell to a medical doctor, you only want your bill paid and you don't want the patient to be healthy. So I'm convinced that doing something that mankind really needs, you can do it with full conviction, and after a time, it turns into a business. It maybe needs enthusiasm in the beginning, but it turns into, when people need it, that it becomes a huge business.